How's the beard look?
Looks all right.
It's trimmed up a little bit better. Gotta have it looking pretty.
Still look like shit.
Are we on yet?
Yeah, actually, we are.
Shit.
Hey, what's up? We are the Last Pick Sports Podcast. We are here to talk sports.
God damn it. Run it again.
Fuck it, let's keep it. I'm tired of doing it. Hey, we're the Last Pick Sports Podcast. We will give you our view of sports as regular dudes. We might offend you, but we'll give you different ideas, and we'll have a damn good time doing it. And we don't really care what you think. We are brought to you today by the generous folks of Ghost Town Brewing in St. Augustine, Florida. Coming to you live in the loft. Hope you have a great time, guys.
Big country out.
Smitty, we are back live in the loft.
Big country in the house.
It's the Last Pick Sports, man. What's going on, buddy?
You know, as a wise old friend said.
Episode. I know.
What?
I ask you that every episode.
Oh, I know. You know, it's you know what they say, man. Winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners.
Quote for the day. Sports quote of the day right there from Smitty, the bearded one. God,
or Vince Lombardi. Whoever you want to go with.
So,
go Smitty.
Was that what Vince Lombardi actually say that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's our sports quote of the day. So I'm from the Vince Lombardi. Okay, the great one. So anyway, this is Maddie and Smitty coming to you live with the Last Pick Podcast, Last Pick Sports Podcast. And just to give you a rundown of what we're covering today, I want to do a couple things here. 1 second. All right. Yep. So we're going to cover the Olympics. We're going to hit that. Michael Phelps, obviously, in there. Team USA basketball, and talk some kind of other Olympic topics. Mainly the kayakers, which is my favorite one. Yeah, hitting couches in water. Awesome. Smitty wants to hit the Purdue athletic director situation, which I don't really care about. We'll hit your typical baseball, Tigers
which you
and
can
Cubs.
Take over
and
by
then
just
we'll get
going to your local dump.
And we'll get to our favorite Jacksonville Jaguars. Breakdown of positions. What we
go
think.
Jags, go.
Then we're going to break down their schedule at the end of the day and predict it. And that's going to go massively wrong. Right?
Yeah, because I'm predicting 16-0, and I'm probably really going to see them 14-2. So I'm going to be off by 2 games. I can already feel it.
I'm right. I just wrote it down, by the way. Smitty predicted 16-0. So if he's not right, we all get to fuck with him. It's going to be great.
As opposed to every other day where you fuck with me already.
There's not many teams that are 16-0. Oh, I did cheer for a team that was 0-16 once. I.e. the Detroit Lions.
Dan Orlovsky in the house.
Dan Orlovsky. Fuck. No, I was John Kitna and those guys.
Guess what?
Kitna.
Orlovsky ran out back of the end zone.
Orlovsky ran. Well, they had like 4 quarterbacks that year.
Hey,
I mean, it was ridiculous.
I don't give a fuck what happens. We just found the name of our episode. The return of Dan Orlovsky.
Fucking the return of the Orlovsky.
The fucking Catalina wine mixer.
I don't want to talk about Dan Orlovsky. Nor do I care. So anyway, after that, we're going to break down the Jaguars. They have their first preseason game coming up tomorrow, so we're pretty excited about that, obviously. That just means football's back because the goddamn Hall of Fame game just fucked with us.
You know,
it just toyed at my emotions, Smitty.
I've painted a lot of fields in my life. I can honestly say a game's never been canceled because of my paint job, and I've had some shitty paint jobs.
That's fair. I've seen some of your paint jobs. They're not good. You are nowhere close to a Picasso by any stretch of the imagination. You're more like a Jackson Pollock where it's just kind of splatters all over the fucking paint.
Well, you know, they say don't paint. Don't drink and paint. Well,
Smitty, you drink when you do everything in life, so I don't understand how you can't.
Took me some advice. But, hey.
You do everything else drunk. Why the fuck can't you do it while you're fucking painting?
Maybe I'm painting sober. I need to be drunk.
Yeah, start
Take
drinking,
the shakes out of it.
Get the shakes.
Random fact of the day, to lead us into our first topic. Did you know the IRS charges taxes on gold medals, silver, and bronze medals won by the American athletes?
Seriously?
The IRS.
What, in the weight of the actual precious metal?
Yeah, the net worth of the medal is each medal. Gold medals are taxed like $6,500, silver's maybe $9,900, and bronze is $5,500. The IRS takes home about $750,000 from every Olympics in tax.
If you could see my face right now on live television, first of all, we script a lot of this shit, but I didn't know that was coming up.
Here's what I don't fucking understand.
I'm at a fucking loss for words. We are fucking taxing our Olympic athletes.
Here's what I don't understand.
But by the way, Olympic athletes outside of the Michael Phelps guys, they don't make shit.
I will give this. Most of the athletes that win gold and shit are good and have sponsors. Most sponsorships are set up that the sponsors cover the tax.
What about the dude like from the table tennis guy or the fucking?
Yeah, but most sponsorships.
What about the badminton guy or the cross country skier?
Taxes. Now there's been some.
That makes me fucking.
What
sick.
are those cocksuckers in Washington? Politicians. That's the word I was looking for.
The P word. We don't say that in the house.
There's been some that have tried to pass through the Olympic
That's
bill.
why this is a Trump house. Because he's not a politician.
They've tried to pass through the Trump bill.
That's not true at all. So.
Trump bill.
God damn it.
Trying to pass through the Olympic bill that lets the Olympians bring back their medals free of tax.
They should. That's
so
fucking
all I have
fair.
to say to you, IRS, go to hell. And
Yeah,
if you're
fuck
listening
that.
to NSA, I really didn't mean
That's dumb
that.
as
You don't
shit.
need to spy on me anymore. Anyway, into our lead. Team USA basketball. Going back 2004, I think every 4 years, they pretty much dominated. Outside of 2004, when like Michael Redd was playing fucking basketball and no one knew who he was. Ohio State Buckeye, if you're keeping track at home. They're 3-0, running through their group. Struggled tonight with Australia, only won by 10. Had to come back from 10. Melo dropped 31 points.
Oh, fucking Melo.
Melo's actually really good in Olympic games because you're not actually playing for a ring, so he comes through in the clutch.
That's true. Playing for medals. He's much better of a medal basketball player than he is a ring basketball player.
The poster boy for marijuana leads to success, Michael Phelps, is up to 21 medals. Katie Ledecky.
All right, so I want to hit Phelps.
No, go ahead. Take away Phelps.
I want to hit Phelps. Okay. 21 medals of all time, which is... Who's got the second most? Didn't he already have it?
Yeah.
I got it up right here, but anyway... Yeah, he's just now got 21 medals, okay? This will probably be his last Olympics. I'm guessing he's 31. So in a swimmer's lifetime, they hit their prime at like 20, okay?
Yeah, it was unheard of that he was doing this well.
Yeah, so it's just to the fact that 21 medals is a lot. I don't really know what to think of it. I don't know what to think of it as an athlete. Somebody said today, like Usain Bolt. Okay, like who's the best Olympian ever? And you can't count medal counts, but what I think about it, I think of like in any sport, like in any, especially obscure sports like swimming. Like somebody made a good point today. I think it was one of the guys on Cowherd. He said, 70% of African Americans don't swim. 50% of Americans don't swim. Everybody runs. So
because a lot of us live in Florida and you ain't fucking swimming this state. You can get your ass eaten.
Not unless it's a pool. But
getting your ass eaten by a gator.
Yeah, exactly. So, again, my point is the fact that basically he's saying that swimming is kind of a niche sport as opposed to track and field, which everybody does in high school. Now, that being said, his argument was that Usain Bolt was better than Michael Phelps as an Olympian because of what sport he chose. And I don't think that's fair necessarily because, like, I look at domination. Okay, the way that Michael Phelps has dominated at swimming in the last, 12 years. 3 games? This is his fourth, or is this his fourth game? I think he. So
his big one was
2000
in 12
Summer Olympics,
with London.
2000, 2004, 2008, and 2000. Yeah, 2000,
London was his big one, I think, where he won a ton.
No, 2000. So that's one. 2004, 2008, 2012, 2016. So 6 of them. Okay, that's a lot.
24 years, if my math's correct.
2010 he would have been. Let's see, he's 31 right now. So 2010 he would have been, or 2000. I'm saying
that's 16 years. Sorry,
16 years.
Sorry for folks at home.
Yeah, we're fucking retarded.
Put it in perspective.
Anyway, 6 Olympic games.
Where do you think
6 Olympic games?
Where do you think he ranks all time?
He's got to be. To me, he's number 1.
on gold medals.
I'm not talking about the medal count.
If Michael Phelps was a country,
I am talking about.
where does he rank?
I'm talking about one man that dominates a sport. The way he's done it is absolutely insane. Now, listen.
If one man could change the world.
Okay, I look at Michael Phelps like I look at Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods
Jealousy
absolutely.
because he had sex with thousands of women?
Well, Phelps probably has too. I mean, we know he hits the pipe, obviously. So I'm sure he parties. I would too if I was worth millions of dollars and was an Olympic athlete and only competed once every 9 months, maybe. I don't know. I don't even know if it was 9 months.
If I only had to get it up every 9 months, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. So anyway, I look at Phelps like I look at Tiger Woods. He dominated a niche sport, which the reason why like everybody talks about, well, golf it's declining. Well, no shit, because Tiger Woods isn't playing because nobody dominates it. Okay. And by the way, for the general public, the guys that play golf, it's fucking hard.
Guys,
so
find out.
You suck, by the way.
Why?
At golf.
Oh, fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's hard. 2
things before we get away from where I was going with my new rant. Michael Phelps would be 39th all-time in gold medals if he were a country.
Yeah, that's a good number.
And you say things, and the only thing I have to say with you about how people bitch about golf being gone after Tiger Woods, do you folks not remember 2000 to 2004 before LeBron and Melo entered the league from when MJ retired? The most fucking fascinating news was Michael Jordan being on a shitty Wizards team. Shaq and Kobe won 3 world titles. Like, no one gave a fuck about NBA after Michael Jordan retired. Now you have LeBron, and we give a fuck about the NBA in June. But that's still 1 more month than we did. Once again, I love Michael Redd. Hell of a shooter. But when Michael Redd is the only guy I can name off the 2004 Olympic USA team, that's a fucking problem.
Yeah, it's not good. No, and just to echo that.
Don't even get me started on the Electoral College.
And we were trying to go a whole episode without politics, even though we've already referenced it twice. And to go along with that, like, golf's going to die soon. Okay, and I don't mean that as in people are going to stop playing golf, which already the numbers have started to decline in country clubs across the country.
We got 30 years left of us.
Yeah, like, I'm still going to play golf. But, again, that, and so are you, because we live in Florida. That's what we do. We play golf for fun, okay? But people around the country are not going to play as much golf because Tiger's gone. And Michael Phelps is the same way. No one gives a flying fuck about swimming. No one cares.
Well, that's why Nike dropped golf, and that's a whole other topic.
Nike's dropping golf. That's fine.
Not apparel.
Not apparel, equipment. Just clubs and equipment. Sure, club equipment balls. Okay,
which they're shitty at. So,
do
the world a favor.
Yeah, somebody asked me the other day. They're like, "What do you think Nike's gone?" I go, "I don't give a shit. I didn't use it anyway."
Still gonna buy a shirt.
So they're still gonna make. I believe they're still gonna make shoes.
They're making all the apparel.
Shoes, clothing, which is the best part about Nike
Just
golf.
balls and clubs.
Yeah, balls and clubs are shit. So whatever.
Boats and hose.
I owned a cheap pair of Nike clubs one time, and it was my starter set. That's Nike.
Well, you remember the Phil Mickelson quote? He said one time, Tiger must really be the best of the world if he can still win all this shit and overcome the deficiencies he has to deal with playing Nike clubs.
I heard a story the other day, by the way.
Do share.
And this was on, I believe, a golf podcast I was listening to. I think it was Inside the Dopes with Lachlan Patterson and some other guy, I think. But anyway, not that you guys will ever listen to this shit, but that's the reason we're doing all this stuff. Joe Prano, Dirty Sports, putting ourselves out there just for fun. And
you guys are heroes.
Got hooked up with listened to Inside the Dopes from Dirty Sports. Anyway, yeah, so regardless of the situation, I think it was that. I don't even know if I was listening to that or not. Couldn't tell you. Maybe I even read it. I don't know. But anyway, that apparently the Nike clubs that Tiger had were just a pair of Mizunos that were fucking painted. It was actually Mizuno MPs that just were exactly like the old Tiger Woods VR Pros. And they weren't even fucking Nike clubs. Like, here's a question. If that actually happened, like, which company's pissed off more? I got to believe Mizuno, because if Mizuno would have signed Tiger Woods...
Because if Mizuno had
the
fucking
amount
Mizuno
of
on the
fucking
club...
money... Yeah. Or did, like, Nike buy out Mizuno to say, hey, he can use your clubs, but we're going to pay you...
I'm sure real golfers can tell the difference between hitting a Nike and another club, but as a shitty individual that's also a cheap, broke bastard, I can't wait for those Nike clearance sales coming up.
Yeah, I figured that much. Yeah, well, they'll start being cheap soon, so knock yourself out, golfers out there.
Like I said, 2015 VR2s, Smitty, it's 2040. You paid $5 for those clubs.
Yeah, that's the last. Is my